Hi, this is Razor Wire, and this is a twin flame reading. Today we are using the Lunatic Tarot, and this is my deck of postcards that I created. Alright, so we are going to start with the feminine today. The feminine. I'll pick out a few cards. For the feminine. There. And for the masculine. Good. And then for the journey. And there's one moving on the top, so I'll take that as a journey too. And then we're going to get one of these cards for each. These are a little hard to shuffle because they're postcards and they're really big. So for the feminine, we have a card. Again, one. Actually, we have two cards coming up. For the masculine, I'll take that card, and for the journey, we have that one. Alright, so let's see what we have here. We'll start with the feminine. Like I said, I'll read those after we do the cards. So we're starting out with the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is that conflict energy, inner conflict. It can represent guilt or a sense of betrayal or a sense of loss. You may be having difficulty opening up your heart. You may have been hurt in the past and now you're finding it difficult to trust and difficult to let go. And you can also be feeling maybe guilty about how you responded to a conflict that you have had perhaps with your masculine. And we have the Two of Cups, and the Two of Cups is that twin flame card. It's the partnership. It's the union card, the card of union and love, and working together harmoniously. And then we have the Four of Cups, and the Four of Cups it's a card of introspection. It could signify a need to meditate and remove yourself from whatever's distracting you, the conflicts that are in your life. It can also be related to guarding your heart. So you could be deliberately distracting yourself, or you could be trying to numb yourself in some way so that you don't have to feel whatever this pain is inside that you're feeling. And then we have the Four of Swords. Okay, so this is a card of healing and rest and meditation. So it could be that you're recovering from something that has happened, some sort of heartbreak or betrayal, some healing that needs to be done before you can come together with your twin. So this is a sign that you are healing that. Everything happens in cycles in the journey. You probably notice that there are times when you're having a lot of dreams and you feel really connected with your twin. You might even be in communication and things are going really well, and then you have moments where you're in ego and in fear, and then you have moments where not much is happening and you're just feeling really, really drained. And it can be, at least I know I have a problem with fighting that. If I'm in a part of the cycle that I don't like, like a part especially the healing stage where everything seems like it's standing still. You're kind of recovering from, maybe you've done some intense healing work and now you're sort of in this recovery stage and everything seems to have stopped moving and be stuck, and you're really resisting it. You're fighting it every step of the way, and it's only making things worse. And I know I have a tendency to fight it A little bit still. So it could be something like that. You're fighting against yourself, working against yourself. And then we have the Knight of Wands, and this is the card of passion. You know, this is a card of loyalty and adventure and movement and ambition, you know, and creativity. You know, this is a card, a sign that things are happening, that things are moving, and that it can happen quite suddenly, you know, in the way that inspiration strikes quite suddenly. And another thing to keep in mind is that, you know, having a creative outlet can be a really good therapeutic way to deal with your more negative emotions. All right, so you got 2 cards for the journey. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. Rumi. And that's a good one, isn't it? So that comes with the healing and this card, and the 5 of Swords, and even the 4 of Cups here, where you might be holding yourself back, or you might have put up these barriers in yourself to prevent yourself from getting hurt. And so now you have all of these barriers up, but you're seeking love. You know, you're actively seeking love, but you have these barriers in place, and you can see how that is not working to your advantage. You have to let those barriers go. You have to make a conscious choice to trust and open up and take that risk. And then we've got a quote by Sylvia Plath. I think I made you up inside my head. And this is where the doubt comes in. You know, this is where you're wondering if it's even real. You know, if your feelings are reciprocated, if, you know, the dreams that you're having, the experiences that you've been having with your twin, is this something that you're sharing together, or is this just something that you've invented? You know, have you made this relationship with someone something that it isn't? But only, you know that if you are watching this video and you've been drawn into, you know, researching about the twin flame, then there's something in you, you know, that's telling you that this relationship you have with this person is special. And you have the twin flame card here to say that, you know, this is actually your twin flame. You didn't make this person up. It is real, and you have to let go and trust and let them in and allow them to come towards you. And now we have the masculine, and we have the death card, and the death is about rebirth, and resurrection and change. And sometimes those changes can be scary, they can be frightening. Sometimes it can mark the end of a relationship that they're in, or the end of a situation. And that's difficult. You know, even when you're making positive changes in your life, it can be difficult. You know, so change is something that is scary for a lot of us. And then you've got the Fool, and the Fool is about new beginnings, right? It's about potential. It's about wu-wei, which is effortless action. You know, it's that kind of going with the flow. It's trusting. It's keeping an open mind and an open heart. It's leaps of faith, you know. It's having fun with the journey. You know, it's new beginnings. So something has, in your masculine's life, has changed dramatically, so that something new can come in, something better. And it's making a way for new beginnings. And then we have the 5 of Cups, and this is the, you know, a card of missing. It's missing someone, kind of pining. It's grief for what's not there. So they could be thinking about you right now and missing you. They might be wondering if they've done something to damage the connection irreparably, that they maybe have went too far, or it could be that they're just, you know, dealing with some very difficult changes right now. They're going through this kind of scary period of change, and they're feeling kind of drained, and they're looking at their lives and what they've done, and they're feeling, you know, uncertainty and guilt and wondering what's going to happen next. And then we have the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is that card of decisions. It's a card of awareness, you know, enlightening. Did I say enlightening or enlighten? It's a card of enlightenment. I'm not sure. You know, it's a card of truth, right? It's the Sword of Truth. So they can be making a decision now to move forward with this new situation, to take that risk. They're starting to see, and we saw yesterday that they're really starting to see things more clearly. They're starting to understand the purpose of the journey. They're starting to understand what the connection is, and they're starting to make big changes in their lives. And so for the journey, or for the masculine, we don't see things as they are. We see them as we are. And that's Aeneas Nin. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name. I think I'm pretty sure that wasn't it. I looked it up before, but I can't remember how to pronounce her name. Yeah, but that's true. It's our perspective shapes our reality, how we see and view the world, and everybody has a unique perspective. Sometimes we think of reality as this hard and fast absolute truth that everyone sees, that it's an experience that everyone simultaneously is having, but there is no such thing as that. We all have a unique perspective, unique experiences that we bring to the world, and a very different way of looking at things. If you asked two different people to describe the exact same party, if they both went to the same party, you would get probably very different responses about what that party was like. One person, if they were very extroverted and they had a lot of friends at the party, might say that it was fun and exciting, and the other person, let's say that this person didn't know very many people at the party and they were very socially withdrawn and a bit awkward, and maybe they were invited under kind of false pretenses, might perceive that same party in a very, very different way. So reality is really shaped largely on what we're feeling and what we believe, our beliefs and our opinions. And opinions, they're not facts, right? They're just opinions, It's how we think about things. All right, so now we got the journey. And we have the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is a card of compassion and healing and empathy and intuition. She is a very intuitive queen, the most, I think, psychic of the queens. She's full of love, and her feelings, are very sincere. And now we have the Lover's card, and the Lover's card can be about choices, but it can also be about, the love, the romance, the relationship, the coming together, the union, the passion, the thing that makes your heart sing. And then we have the Ten of Swords here, and the Ten of Swords is a card of surrender, basically. It is, this person has been cracked open, and when you're cracked open in this way, that allows the light to come in. That's when the healing takes place, right? So it may seem like worst case scenario, you may feel like you're in absolute crisis mode, but that's when the healing starts. That's when you become stronger. And this is a card also about resurrection, in a sense. It's the silver linings, the light at the end of the tunnel. Things have kind of hit metaphorical rock bottom, and you're getting that chance to kind of start fresh, start over, and you're a little bit more open than you were before, because the world has kind of opened you up a little bit more, softened you. We learn compassion through suffering. And then you've got the Knight of Pentacles, which is that eventual positive outcomes card. It's a card of loyalty and determination and hard work. This is someone who's willing to put in the effort every single day. They're showing up every single day and putting in that effort. It's a sign that since it's in the journey card, that you're both equally committed to the journey, that you're both doing the work. And then you have the Three of Wands, and this is a card of progress, right? So this means that you are, even if it doesn't seem like it, even if you're feeling like this right now in the Ten of Swords energy, things are moving forward. You are starting to get a higher perspective of things. You're starting to see things in a different way. things are shifting inside of you. You know, every time you go into this crisis mode, you get up, you know, sooner. You know, you're becoming more and more resilient as time progresses. This could also indicate that travel, and it may not necessarily, given the state of the world, be travel in that sense. But it could be that, you know, you're astrally projecting at night, you know, and visiting each other, and you're going different places in your, you know, in the 5D to meet up. And now, last but not least, and it's another quote by Aeneas Nen. Sorry for the butchering of the name. I take pleasure in my transformations. I look quiet and consistent, but few know how many women there are in me. Right? So this is about, you know, that, well, one, how many women are in me, that there are so many aspects to a person. You know, there's what we see on the surface, there's what's inside of them. You know, we play so many different roles in this life. We have so many different masks that we wear in this life. And I really like the line, I take pleasure in my transformations. You know, I like that because that's saying that that you are embracing the growing process. As painful as it can be, that you're embracing that process of transformation, that you are doing that deep, deep healing work. And you might look, you know, on the outside like the Knight of Pentacles, very quiet, very consistent, very secure and stable, but inside you have all of this passion, you know, like the Lover's card, you have all of this intense passion burning. So your masculine or your feminine may on the surface seem like they have their shit together. You know, you look on their social media and it looks like, you know, they have this beautiful, amazing life, and it looks like they're happy with their karmic partner or with whatever lifestyle they've chosen. And or whenever they speak to you, maybe they seem a bit indifferent or a bit callous, but this is showing you that there's a lot more underneath the surface, that things are not as they seem on the surface, you know, that there is a lot more to your twin and to you than you realize. Well, that's been a twin flame reading. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and leave comments if you have any.